night, eh? Great music, great singing, dances are amazing, and I almost peed my pants when that guy came out in a dress. I mean, who'd do that? But you know, I don't know if you've noticed that Desert Cove is changing somewhat. We're getting younger people coming in. Okay. I was out the other day, I saw two young women walking. I bet they weren't more than 40. Now, to me, at my age, they'd make some teenagers. I was shocked. Almost fell off my skateboard. And we've also got our own chapter of the motorbikers. These are the folks who, when it's 115 degrees, dress up in leather. Okay, are you bikers? Okay, very seriously, I don't mind your biking. I don't care if you set up a blockade outside the gates after dark and charge people $10 to show them where the switch is to open the gate. But don't you dare muscle in on my drug business. Don't you dare mess with my cartel. Now, most of my customers are here tonight, but I won't identify them. It's okay, Andrew. Almost, sorry, Andrew. You won't have seen them because what happens is, when the temperature reaches 26 degrees in Desert Cove, you all disappear behind your air conditioning, except for my customers. And they come out. And if you were to walk down the alley behind our house, you'd see their walkers parked neatly along the fence, and you'd see them sitting around in a circle, smoking pot and singing Kumbaya. And you'd see the dogs my wife is looking after running around and nipping them. But they don't care, because the dogs are getting high as well. And if you don't think medicinal marijuana works, I've got news for you. This is how they arrive. This is how they leave. Whoa-hey! Some good shit you got there today, Bill. But everything's changing. I was in Vancouver recently, walking down Hastings Street. Guy stretched out on the sidewalk. He said, "Can you spare some change?" So they don't have any. He said, "Don't walk away, I take Interact." Did you hear about the flasher who was contemplating retirement, but decided to stick it out for one more year? Old lady comes home, she finds her husband prancing around in the kitchen with a rolled up newspaper. So what are you doing? He said, I'm killing flies. How many have you killed, she said. He said, 5. 3 males and 2 females. She said, how do you know which are the males and which are the females? He said, well, 3 were on my beer and 2 were on the phone. This old couple got married. He was a widower, she was a widow. They'd been alone for a long time. So they decided to get married. They're in the hotel on the first night, getting undressed. And she said, I think I should tell you I have acute angina. He said, I'm pleased to hear that because the rest of you's not talked too much. Two medical students walking along the street, and they see this old man walking towards them. And he's walking a little strange, a bit like this. So the first one said, I think that's Seletsky's syndrome. Second one said, no, it's Sikorsky's syndrome. So when they draw level with the old guy, they say, excuse me, sir, we're medical students. We couldn't help but notice the way you're walking. I thought you have Seletsky's syndrome. He said, that's a good thought, son, but it's wrong. The other guy said, I think it's Sikorsky's syndrome. He said, well, that's also a good thought, son, but you're wrong too. So they looked baffled. He said, well, what is it? He said, well, it's like this, lads. I thought I'd farted, but I was wrong too. There's a couple drive down from the Appalachian Mountains into Canada, and they want to go to some iconic Canadian landmark. So they drive to Tim Hortons. And it happens to be roll up the rim to win week. So they get their coffees, and she takes the lid off and she rolls up the rim, and she goes, "Oh my good Lord Almighty, I've won me a motorhome." The attendant says, "You can't have." She says, "I have, sister, right here." She said, "No, there are no motorhomes as prizes." She said, "I have won me a motorhome, now get me the manager, I want to claim my prize." They bring the manager out. He said, "Can I help you, madam?" She says, "Yes." I rolled up my rim, and it says here, "I've won a motorhome." He said, "May I see it?" I said, "Yes." Takes the lid. He says, "Madam, it says you win a bagel." Old boy in Mississippi, sitting on his porch, and this boy goes by, a young lad goes by, dragging chicken wire behind him. Says, "Hey boy, where are you going with that chicken wire?" So, "I'm going to get me some chicken, sir." "You'll never get chickens. Chicken wire, is it?" About 5 o'clock, the lad comes back, dragging the chicken wire, 30 chickens attached to it. The next day, the lad goes by, dragging duct tape. The old boy says, "Where are you going with that duct tape, son?" He said, "I'm going to get me some ducks." So it'll never work, not with duct tape. 5 o'clock, the lad comes back, dragging the duct tape, 12 ducks on it. Next day, the lad walks by, got something in his hand. The old boy says, "What have you got in your hand there, boy?" He says, "Pussy willow, sir." Wait for it. He said, "Hang on, let me get my hat." Old boy goes to the doctor's for a physical. He's 85. The doctor said, "I want to do a sperm count." He said, "Take this jar home and bring it back tomorrow with some sperm in it." So the next day he goes back, puts the jar on the doctor's desk. It's empty, never been used. Doctor says, "What's this? I asked you to put some sperm in that." So it's like this, Doc. I tried with my right hand, nothing happened. I tried with my left hand, nothing happened. The wife tried with her right hand, nothing happened. She tried with her left hand, nothing happened. She tried with her mouth with her teeth in, nothing happened. She tried with her mouth with the teeth out, nothing happened. We called Ramona, the neighbor, to come in. She tried between her knees, nothing happened. She tried under her armpit, nothing happened. The doctor was horrified. He said, "You brought your neighbor in?" He said, "Yeah, damn it, none of us could figure out how to get the top off that jar." Three old ladies in a retirement home decided that they were going to play a trick on one old boy. So they saw this old boy coming down the corridor, and they said, "Bet we can guess your age." He said, "I bet you can't." So the ringleader said, "Bet we can. Drop your pants." Dropped his pants. She said, "Drop your shorts." He said, "Oh, don't know about it." She said, "Go on, drop them." He said, "That might impress them." Dropped his shorts. Go on. Turn around. Turn back to faces. Can you jump up and down? Yeah, he jumps up and down. She said, "You're 87. He said, "That's bloody marvellous. That's magnificent. How do you do that?" She said, "We're at your birthday party yesterday." So I think it was probably the second galaxy of stars here. The second annual galaxy of stars. Some of you will remember this. One of the residents was a hypnotist. And he came out and he said, "I'm going to put you all to sleep, and when you're asleep, you will obey my every command." And he takes out of his pocket this beautiful pocket watch. He said, "This is extremely valuable. It was passed down through my family generation to generation. It's solid gold encrusted with diamonds. I want you to watch the clock, the watch. Just like that, right? And eventually you'll start to get tired. Eventually your eyes will close, your eyelids will get droopy, your head will move forward onto your chest. And lo and behold, all you could hear was snoring. And he looked around, and when he was satisfied that they were all asleep, he dropped the watch. "Shit," he said. "It took 3 days to clean this hole." So this woman gets off the plane after a very, very awful flight. It was turbulence all the way. They couldn't even get a drink because the flight attendants had to be strapped in. So she's not in a very good mood. She goes to the carousel. Her bags aren't there. So now she's really pissed. She gets in a cab and she spends 20 minutes telling the cab driver about her rotten day. And she thinks to herself, it's not fair. Not his fault. So she leans over and she gives him a kiss on the cheek. With that, the cab takes off. It swerves over the median, narrowly missing 5 vehicles. Does a 180, comes back over the median onto the right side of the highway, narrowly missing an 18-wheeler, screeches to a halt on the shoulder. She said, "Good God, man, are you trying to kill me?" He turns around and he said, "Lady, this is my first day driving cab. For the last 27 years, I've been driving a hearse." And finally, ladies, this is historical, and it's true. The first time a testicular guard was worn in hockey, Ruth Ann, that's a cut, protects the crown jewels. Well, it looked a bit bewildered. It was in 1847. The first time a helmet was worn in hockey was in 1947. So, ladies, it just goes to show that it took us men a mere 100 years to realize that our brains are important too.